Welcome back to another video, everybody. Hope you all had a great Labor Day weekend if you're in the United States. If you watched the last video, then you know that the drift truck is out of the shop and at a new shop getting custom headers made. Now, that little dinging noise is actually the shop messaging me saying that the engine has to be removed and everything has to be redone. Yeah. So we'll figure that out later. For now, what we're gonna do is work on Audrey's car. We're gonna install a radio because that is easy and it should be simple. This is Audrey's car, so I'm gonna go ahead and let her do the talking. Oh, she's installing a new antenna right now. Trying to figure out which one fits.
None of them fit, and I think one broke.
None of them fit, really? Oh, it's like the Miata one all over again. Fits most vehicles so far. 0 for 2. Okay. It actually fit. We got it. What are we doing?
What are we doing? You told me to tell them what we are doing, so what are we doing?
No.
Today we're gonna be getting my radio installed so that I can not have to listen to the same 10 CDs and repeat. Gonna have a backup camera.
GPS.
It has GPS. I can change the song like this.
Oh yeah, it does have motion control. Forgot about that.
Which I talk with my hands, so I'm gonna change the song a lot.
Touchscreen.
It's touchscreen.
Android powered.
Yeah, so I can you stop? I'm supposed to be doing this.
Okay, you're bad at doing it. Sometimes it looks so stoned. Audrey doesn't do drugs, I promise.
I don't do drugs. We
have a new Android powered touchscreen radio provided by Atoto A6 Pro. Lots of awesome features, like we said, touchscreen, GPS, Apple CarPlay, Spotify, all the apps, maps. Why buy a brand new luxury car with all these features when you can buy a radio for a lot less than a car and install it in your old crappy car, like this. Sorry, Audrey. I'm gonna do the radio. While I do the radio, Audrey's gonna clean the interior and the exterior. This was the old antenna that we replaced. Junk. Garbage. Can I do the other one? Oh, there's the shop messaging me, telling me sad details that makes me want to cry about my truck. That's never gonna run. 'Cause I'm an idiot. Hey. The cord doesn't want to stretch. Oh, there we go. Cool. Now we continue. Pretty much the first thing I'm gonna do in here is wire in the new radio and test it. Then we can wire in the features like the GPS and all of that, reverse camera, test those. Once that's all working, then we will mount the radio in and be done. So all you really have to do is just connect the colors to the right colors and it should work. So, all of the connectors have been soldered together. So let's go ahead and test the radio. Nice little thing looks. Cool. Plug it into the car, which is a little tricky. Why not?
Can you help?
No. Hey! Hey, that's so cool. So you got Spotify. So let's go to radio, see if the radio works. Oh, the radio's not plugged in, duh. It's working. Oh, you can change like the sound settings right there. All right, well, we know it works, so now it's time to get things like the rear camera. Guessing that's not working, yes. So this is the rear camera. It's designed nicely so it goes behind the license plate. So we're gonna have to wire this in. Just gonna run the wires all the way through and do all that, which kind of sucks, but whatever. So my landlord is actually stopping by to check up on the shop, which means we have to do a quick clean because it's a little messy. It's supposed to be messy at the shop, but it's, I don't know, it's a little rough, so. Now what we're doing on the radio right now, we're making sure all the features are working, like the GPS, the Wi-Fi, before we mount it into the dash. One of the things that we're kind of struggling with is getting the reverse camera to come on when you put it into reverse. So we're just gonna do some testing. Ignore Audrey's junk. She's a hoarder. She's not actually a hoarder. After doing a little bit of research online, what we discovered is that, stop singing, Audrey. What we discovered is that the reverse lights for this car, it's a switched ground, so there's always power going through the reverse lights. So if you connect the reverse camera into reverse lights, it will always be on. In order to get it to work properly, we need a relay, I think. Jared is kind of the one who's taking care of this because I don't know how relays work in anything, so we're just gonna try to wire it up and hopefully it works. We're kind of determined now. We were gonna give up and just say no reverse camera, but we're determined. We're just finishing up temporarily wiring this relay, so we're gonna go ahead and test it here. I'm gonna put it into reverse. Oh! Hell yeah, first try?
Wow.
Heck yeah.
And the light works too?
So now we're gonna solder everything, connect everything. It's gonna take the longest amount of time. We have to run it through the interior, all this junk, but we'll get her done. Put it in the reverse. Hey! Backup camera. It's not the most amazing quality. Go ahead, go behind it, yeah?
Hold on a second.
You're gonna take the little sticker off?
There's some HD for you.
It's definitely not HD, but it is a backup camera. Make sure the GPS is working, GPS test. Hey, there we go. We got our address and everything. Hey, it's so sick. Cool. All right, so yeah, everything works. We're just gonna have to mount it with some mounting plates and then we're good. Radio is in, everything is working now. Come to our 6 Ford Escape here. Oh no, don't turn it. Okay, whatever. No, don't turn it. Oh my goodness. Turn it on and leave it on. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so it has a couple of issues. No. It was already. Stop! The touchscreen on this radio is actually really awesome. Audrey! Stop! It's got maps, which actually works really well. The GPS on here is pretty great. It's got an OBD2 port that's plugged in right now. So now we have all these cool gauges. We got RPM, we got speed, we have coolant temp, 194 degrees. Throttle, which isn't right, vacuum, and you can add a ton more. It's really cool. Yes, it's got YouTube. Dude, we could watch some Gingium here. Hell yeah. Rear camera on, it's probably got some water on it, but hey, it works nice. So yeah, the radio is, you can put it in the park now. The radio is really awesome. I'm pretty jealous of you, Audrey. I kind of want this in all my cars. It's a really big double din. It's a double din, but it's a large double din, so we had to do a lot of grinding to get it to fit.
But it works.
Still a little funky, but yeah, it works. Oh, play some music and show them the spinny thing.
All my damage.
So she's controlling the volume with her hand. Audrey's car right now has a check engine light, you can kind of see. So if we go over to the Torque app and click fault codes, O2 sensor circuit malfunction, bank 1, sensor 2. So yeah, we gotta fix that. But yeah, that's really dope. I'm really digging it. I mean, it's essentially like having an Android tablet in your phone, or in your car. The reverse camera isn't too obvious back here, just a little thing. You can adjust it and stuff, but. Huge thanks to Atoto, I don't know exactly how you want to pronounce it, but huge thanks to them for sending out this radio for this video. If you guys want this radio, I'll have a link in the description. There's all sorts of different options you can get. You can get a little bit cheaper if you don't want like the hand gestures and stuff, but it's really cool. Now what we have to do is get Audrey's car lower and get those fender flares, which requires a trip to the junkyard. Also, thank you to Jared for helping install the backup camera. He was the one who suggested like the relay stuff, and Without him, we wouldn't have actually been able to do it. You want to say anything in the video?
No.
Okay.
Thanks, Caleb, for this sick attachment to my vehicle.
We got the radio done pretty quickly, so we're gonna go ahead and start working on our own cars. Jared is swapping out his rear springs to get half an inch more low in the back.
Not even 0.3.
Oh, sorry, 0.3 inches more low in the back. And then I'm gonna start rewiring the O2 sensor so that works. And we can start driving this thing and enjoy it while we still have the supercharger on here. R.I.P. Well, I've tried every possible solution. I redid the wiring, I calibrated the O2 sensor, I unplugged it, I plugged it back in, I unpowered it, I powered it back up, and it still is just always stuck on heater. So it's just the O2 sensor. The O2 sensor is bad, but it's just ridiculous because this is the third one I've gone through in the past couple months. So yeah, let's go ahead and we swapped the first spring, let's swap this other spring. The 0.3 inch difference is not very noticeable. So we didn't have anything else to do, and Jared had a spare HKS, right?
Gretty.
Oh, Gretty, okay. So it's a spare Gretty blow-off valve sitting here, and we decided to try to make it work on the blue Miata. Pretty much all we have to do is cut a hole and weld a tube that's the right size for there on the end of this blow-off valve, and then it'll work. And hey, look, the blue even matches. I didn't even realize that. Right now we have a Turbosmart blow-off valve, which goes push, but it just goes push. The Gretty one should have some stew in it. So we'll just swap this over and try to, I don't know, make it work. So this is what we made here. This part bolts to the blow-off valve, like so, and seals nicely. We'll use some gasket maker there. And then it just slips into the intake, and vacuum line hooks up, and then bada bing, bada boom. Nice fancy looking, yeah, what is it? What's the brand?
Oh, Gretty?
Gretty, I just started with G. So we couldn't get the blow-off valve to open, no matter how loose we made it. It didn't work. It didn't open. It kept compressor surging, which obviously isn't good. I took apart the blow-off valve, the top of it, and we've got two springs in here. So we're gonna go ahead and remove one of these springs. Hopefully that works.
I don't hear compressor surge. It works.
Yeah, it kind of sounds similar though. It's just kind of like a yeah, it sounds pretty much identical. So the blow-off valve doesn't really sound that much different. It's a little bit higher pitch. It's like a instead of a, but there's no stew, unless if you put 2 springs in it, and then it's just always compressor surge. I think tomorrow we're gonna play around with it, maybe tightening the spring, doing some other stuff, but for now, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, do all that. See you guys next time. Thank you, Jared, for the blow-off valve and for helping for Audrey's car. Thank you, A Toto, for the radio and all that. So, yes, thank you. Bye.